Welcome everyone. This is Bode's Edmonton real estate market update for May 2022. This video is going to quickly show you what's happening in the Edmonton property market at a macro level, and then I'm going to show you where you can find all of the same data for your specific community and property type on bode.ca. But first, what is Bode? For those of you who don't know us, we're a tech company that empowers people to buy and sell their own homes, making it easier and more convenient than ever before, and also saving you a ton of money at the same time. So let's dive in. What's happening in Edmonton? Well, in terms of the greater Edmonton area, this chart here is looking at the number of new home listings coming to market each month for the last 4 years. So you can see the bright pink line here shows you what's happened in 2022. And in general, in the last few months, the number of new listings has been up over previous years, but considerably up here in April, the most recent month. So 41% more listings in this most recent April than the average of the 4 previous Aprils. So a lot of new listings have just come to the market in Edmonton. And then on the other side of the picture, we can see what's happening in terms of sales. So again, the bright pink line showing you 2022, sales have been incredibly strong so far this year. And again, we saw another great month here in April, up 68% versus the average of the 4 previous April. So an incredibly strong April, but not quite as strong as March. So March was a record-breaking month of sales, but April, incredibly strong, but not quite as strong as last month. And then given the number of new listings that came to market and the fact that sales weren't quite as strong as the previous month, the total inventory, or the total number of homes for sale, has actually increased a little bit. So again, you can see the bright pink line here for 2022. Overall inventory had been quite a bit lower, but it's jumped up now at the end of April. So it's down, still down over previous years, but not down quite as much as it previously was. So fewer homes for sale right now, but starting to be more homes means it's becoming a little bit less of a seller's market. It still is a seller's market, but a little bit less so. Then on the right-hand side here, we've got months of supply. So this says, given the amount of inventory for sale right now, and given how many homes are selling per month, how many months would it take to sell through all of the homes that are currently for sale? And right now, there's about 2 months of inventory available in the greater Edmonton area, which from a historical perspective is one of the lowest months of supply that we've ever seen in the area. So again, still a good time to be a seller, but this chart's starting to tick up in the same way that the number of homes for sale is starting to go up. So if that trend continues, the strength of the seller's market will start to shift back a little bit more towards a balanced market, but I still think we've got many months of seller's market still left in Edmonton. So what does all that mean for prices in the Edmonton area? Well, here we've got a chart of what's happened to prices for the last 17 years. You can see the peaks here in 2007, another peak around 2014-15. Well, recently prices have been going up quite quickly since 2021. And then in the last month, prices have gone up 1.9% over March. So prices still heading up. They're up about 9.4% year over year, so versus this time last year, end of April last year. So good price movement here. Great news if you're a homeowner in the greater Edmonton area. Obviously, this is going to make conditions more challenging for buyers, especially with interest rates also going up. So that's what's happening in terms of prices. Before I show you where you can get all of this data for your own community, I just want to give you a couple of examples of homes that have sold recently with Bode. So on the left-hand side here, we have a detached home in Starling, which sold for $11,000 over list price in just 5 days on market, listed with Bode, and the seller saved almost $9,000 in commissions. So a great success case here for one of our sellers in recent weeks. And then on the right-hand side, we have an example of an apartment sold 3 times faster than the market average, and they managed to reduce their total commissions by 36%, again, thanks to listing and selling with Bode. So we're seeing a lot of successful sellers in Edmonton right now, and just thought I'd highlight those 2 examples. For people looking for data on their own community or property type, you can find everything you need on our website, bode.ca. So I'd encourage you to go check out our market data page. This is where you can see all of the same supply and demand and price trends we were just looking at, but for your local area and for your specific property type. So whether you have a detached home or an apartment, you can filter down on the market that's relevant for you. If you'd like to look at sold data and find out what any home has sold for in the last 11 years in Alberta, you can find that on our sold data page. And finally, if you'd like to see some comparables for your home or a home you're interested in buying, you can enter just 8 features of that home and you'll see the most similar current live listings and recently sold listings. So you can get a really good feel for what your home or the home you're interested in might be worth. So check all of that out at bode.ca and join us again next month. Thanks very much.